Welcome to Commodore Group of Schools online classes. Today we are going to discuss about the chapter polynomials, and this is the third chapter in 10th class. This chapter polynomials already we learnt in 9th class, so once we revise what we learnt in 9th class. In 9th class we learnt what is a variable and then constant. So first we have to know what is a variable and what is a constant. So to define these two, take one example of square of 2 units. Take another square which is of size, let it be 5 units. And if you want to find the perimeter of these two squares, and we know that the perimeter of a square is 4 into its side, 4 into side. So 4 into, the side of the first square is 2 units, so we will get 4 into 2 which is equal to 8 units. Similarly, if you want to find the square, the perimeter of the second square, the formula is same, that is 4 into s, and here the side s is nothing but here 5 units. So if you substitute in place of s as 5, so 4 into 5, so we will get 20 units. Now if you observe these two examples, in two examples to find the perimeter we are using the formula 4s, here also 4s. Now in first example in place of s we are substituting 2, and in place of a second example we are substituting 5 units. Now here we are giving different values to this s. In first example we have substituted 2 units, in second example we are substituting 5 units. So we are giving different values to this s. So if any quantity having if we give different values to any quantity, then that quantity we call it as variables. Variables. And if you observe here 4 into s, here also 4 into s is there. Here 4 is fixed value. So we are not changing it. So it is a fixed value. So the fixed value we call it as constant. Constant. So simply we can define that variables are nothing but the quantities which can give different values. The quantities which can give different values, we call them as variables. And so in this we will take all alphabets. So all alphabets we consider under variables. Similarly constants. Constants are nothing but the quantities which has fixed values. Here 4 is the fixed value, here also 4 is the fixed value. So we are not changing it. So this type of fixed values we call them as constants, and generally numerical values we call them as constants. Numerical values. And then after that, again we have to know what is a term. Term is nothing but it is the combination of variables and constant by using product. For example, if I take 2x, here how we are writing? We are taking one variable, another one is constant. So by using product we are writing this combination. So terms are nothing but it is the combination of a variable and a constant by using product. So we can take another example, let it be 3xyz. Now in this example also, here x, y, z, all these are variables and 3 is a constant. And here also we are writing by using multiplication or product. We are multiplying all the values. So this is nothing but it is also a term. So term is nothing but it is a combination of variable and a constant by using product. Then after that we have to know about expressions. So what is an expression? Expression is nothing but it is the combination of the terms. It is the combination of the terms by using addition or subtraction. Or if we add or subtract the terms, then what with the resultant? We call it as an expression. For example, if I take 2x, we know that 2x is a term. Similarly, if I take another term, let it be 3y. Now this is one term and this is another term. If we write its combination by using plus or minus, so 2x plus 3y, that is one expression. Similarly, we can write 3y is one term and minus 2x plus 5z. So what we are doing here? So we are adding or subtracting the terms, then the resultant we call it as an expression. So expression is nothing but it is the combination of the terms by using addition or subtraction. So we have different types of expressions are there on the basis of the terms. We have different types of expressions on the basis of the terms. In that, first one is monomial. Monomial. Mono is nothing but singular, unit or one. And nomial, it is a word taken from Latin word and its meaning is terms. Mono is a one or single and nomial is nothing but terms. So monomial is nothing but it is an expression containing only one term, we call it as a monomial. Similarly, if I take second one, so in this, second one is a binomial. So here also same, bi is nothing but 2, bi is nothing but 2 and nomial is nothing but terms. So any expression if it contains two terms we call them as binomial. Binomial, it consists of two terms. So example if it means that it will be 2x plus 5y. Now we are having two terms, so we call it as a binomial. Similarly, we can take another example, 5x minus 3z. So in this also we are having only two terms, so it is also a binomial. Next one is trinomial. Tri is nothing but 3. Nomial is nothing but again here terms. So if any expression containing three terms, we call them as a trinomial. And for example, we can take 2x plus 3y minus 4z. So in this we are having three terms. So any expression if it consists of three terms, we call them as a trinomial. And then last one is multinomial. Multinomial. Multi means two or more terms. If any expression containing two or more terms, we call them as a multinomial. So we will get binomial, trinomial is also a multinomial because two or more terms. We have taken two or more terms. So in that two means we can take binomial, or more means we can take tri or more than three terms. So multinomial is nothing but an expression which consists of two or more terms. We call them as a trinomial, multinomial. So simply expression is nothing but it is the combination of terms by using addition or subtraction. And also we have different types of expressions in this monomial. Monomial is nothing but it consists of only one term, and binomial is nothing but it consists of two terms. And then trinomial, an expression containing three terms, we call them as a trinomial. And then multinomial, multi means two or more terms. So an expression containing two or more terms, we call them as multinomial. So all this we learned in 9th class. And also with this, I have to know about a polynomial. This is also we got in 9th class. Now here poly is a Greek word which means many. Similarly nomials is nothing but here terms, and this is a Latin word. So polynomial is nothing but it is an algebraic expression containing two or more terms, and also one condition must follow, that is the powers of the expression must be positive integer, otherwise it must be non-negative integers. For example, if I take 2x square plus 3x plus 4. Now if you observe the powers of these terms, so for x square power is 2, here power is 1. So if you observe the powers, all they are positive integers. We should have only positive integers. Non-negative integers are nothing but positive integers. Now in this we are having only positive values. Similarly, if I take 2x cubed minus 4x square plus 5x plus 3. Now if you observe the second example, in this example also we are having power as 3, here 2, here we can take it as 1. So all the powers are here also positive integers. So polynomial is nothing but it is an algebraic expression containing two or more terms, and also the powers must be non-negative integers. Otherwise, simply we can say that the powers must be positive integers. Then we say that it is a polynomial. Now we will see some examples which are polynomials and which are not a polynomial. For examples, if I take one example, let it be p of x is equal to 2x square plus 3x plus 4. Let it be, this is one example. Take second example, p of x is equal to 3x plus 4. And then let it be, take another example, p of x is equal to 2x square plus 3 by x minus 5. And take another example, p of x is equal to root x. If you observe all these examples, in first example, if you observe the powers, x square, 2 is there. Similarly here 1 is. So both they are positive integers. Positive integers. Similarly, if we observe the second example, here also we are having 1. So it is also a positive integer. The power is a positive integer. So we can say that these two examples, they belong to polynomials because the powers are positive integers. It is not a negative integer. So it is both they are polynomials. Both they are polynomials. Similarly, if you observe the third example, 2x square, it is a positive integer only. But if you observe this one, 3 by x is there. So 3 by x we can write it as 3 into 1 by x. 3 into 1 by x. So if you write this 1 by x in numerator, it becomes minus 1. So here minus 1, this is nothing but the power is minus, negative is there. If the power is negative, so it is not a polynomial because the condition must be the powers must be positive integer. So but we are getting here negative integer. So it is not a polynomial. Similarly, if you see the fourth example, root x is there. Root x we can write it as x power 1 by 2. X power 1 by 2. Here power is a rational number, it is not an integer. If it is a rational number also, then also it is not a polynomial because we have to get only a positive integer. So like that we can vary which are polynomials and which are not polynomials. Next we have to know about what is the degree of a polynomial. Degree of a polynomial. So what is degree of a polynomial? Degree is nothing but the highest power of the variable. In any polynomial we call it as a degree of that polynomial. So for example, if I take 2x square plus 3x plus 4. Now it is a polynomial. In this polynomial we have 3 terms and we have to observe each term and we have to take the highest power of the variable. In this, what is the highest power? So in first term the power is 2, in second term the power is 1, and for the constant we will get 0. Now in these 3 terms the highest power is 2. So we call it as the degree of this polynomial is degree of p of x is equal to 2. If you take this as p of x. So degree of p of x is equal to 2. Similarly, if I take another example, p of x is equal to 2x power 4 plus 3x minus 5. Now in this also, so if you observe each term, the highest power of the variable is 4. So the highest power is 4. So simply we can write it as the degree of p of x is equal to 4. Degree of p of x is equal to 4. So like that we can find the degree of the polynomial on the basis of the highest power. So degree is nothing but the highest power of the variable in any polynomial. We call it as the degree of that polynomial. So for example, if I take another example, 3xyz. Now it is a monomial. So for monomial, how to find the degree of the polynomial? If it is a monomial, just we have to add the powers of the variables. Now we can write it as 3 into x power 1, y power 1, z power 1 we can write. So just we have to add the powers. So we will get 1 plus 1 plus 1, so which is equal to 3. So if you add all the powers of the variables, we will get 3. So we can write this degree of the polynomial is 3. For example, take another example. If I take 4, now it is a constant. So if I have to find to find the degree of the constant, so simply we can write 4 as, we can take any variable and we can write power as 0 because x power 0 its value is 1. So 1 into 4 again we will get 4 only. So we can write in our convenience, we can write 4 as 4 into x power 0. Now if you observe this, the highest power or the power of the variable is 0. So its degree is 0. Degree of the polynomial is 0. So simply you have to remember that it is very very important. The degree of a constant polynomial is 0. And if you want to find the degree of the monomial, just you have to add the powers of the variables. After getting that, then that becomes the degree of that polynomial. And then we have different types of degrees of polynomial on the basis of degrees. On the basis of the degrees, we have different types of polynomials. In that, first one is linear polynomial. Linear polynomial. So what is a linear polynomial? Linear polynomial is nothing but, in any polynomial, if the degree of the polynomial is 1, then we say that it is a linear polynomial. For example, if I take p of x is equal to 3x minus 4. 3x minus 4. In this polynomial, its degree is 1 because the highest power of the variable is 1. So its degree is 1. If the degree is 1, then this polynomial we call it as a linear polynomial. So take another example. P of x is equal to 2x plus 5. 2x plus 5. Now, in this also, the highest power is 1, or the degree of this polynomial is 1. So we can say that it is a linear polynomial. And also, the general form of linear polynomial is P of x is equal to ax plus b, where a is not equal to 0. So this is the general form of linear polynomial, where a must be not equal to 0, because if you take a as 0, then this term will become 0. So you will get only constant, and the degree of the constant polynomial just now we learned, its degree is 0. So it is not a linear polynomial. So you have to take a must be not equal to 0. And then again, second one is quadratic polynomial. Quadratic polynomial. So quadratic polynomial is nothing but, in any polynomial, if the degree of the polynomial is 2, then we say that it is a quadratic polynomial. For example, let it be p of x. P of x is equal to 2x square minus 5x plus 7. So if you observe these three terms, its the highest power is 2, so its degree is 2. If the degree is 2, then we call this polynomial as a quadratic polynomial. And the meaning is p of x. So for every example we are writing p of x. So its meaning is the polynomial which consists of the variable as x. That is the meaning of this. So in this polynomial, the variable is x. So we can write it as p of x. So if you take another example, p of x is equal to, we can write 3x square minus 7. Now this is also a quadratic polynomial because its degree is also 2. So if the degree is 2, we call it as a quadratic polynomial. And also the general form of quadratic polynomial is p of x is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. Here also we have to take the condition a must be not equal to 0. Then what happens if a is equal to 0? Then again this term will become 0. So we will get only bx plus c. So if you take only bx plus c, in this the highest power is 1. So it becomes a linear polynomial. So a must be not equal to 0. So that is quadratic polynomial. And another one is cubic polynomial. So what is cubic polynomial? Cubic polynomial is nothing but, in any polynomial if the degree or highest power of the polynomial is 3, then we call it as a cubic polynomial. So let it be p of x is equal to 2x cube minus 5x square plus 7. So in this, the degree is 3. If the degree is 3, then we call it as a cubic polynomial. Degree is 3. So it is a cubic polynomial. Similarly, we can take another example. P of x is equal to 5x cube minus 3x minus 7. So in this also, the degree is 3. So it is also a cubic polynomial. And the general form of cubic polynomial is p of x is equal to ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. where a must be not equal to 0. A must be not equal to 0. So this is the general form of cubic polynomial. Now once we revise, so linear polynomial is nothing but if the degree of the any polynomial, if it is 1, we call it as a linear polynomial, and the general form of linear polynomial is p of x is equal to ax plus b, where a must be not equal to 0. Similarly, second one is quadratic polynomial. So quadratic polynomial is nothing but if the degree of the polynomial is 2, then we call it as a quadratic polynomial, and the general form of quadratic polynomial is p of x is equal to ax square plus bx plus c, where a must be not equal to 0. Similarly, cubic polynomial. If the degree of the polynomial is 3, then we call it as a cubic polynomial, and the general form of cubic polynomial is p of x is equal to ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. Here also we have to take a must be not equal to 0. So here the same only. If a is equal to 0, then we will get a quadratic polynomial. It's not a cubic polynomial. Then after that, we have to know value of a polynomial. Value of a polynomial. Now, what is the value of a polynomial? So, if I take p of x any polynomial, p of x is any polynomial. For example, if I take p of x is equal to 2x square plus 3x plus 4. 2x square plus 3x plus 4. Now, in place of x, if you substitute some real number, for example, if I take x as 1, then what will you get? Then p of 1, the polynomial it becomes p of 1 is equal to, in place of x we have to substitute 1, then what will you get? 2 into 1 square plus 3 into 1 plus 4. So which is equal to 2 into 1 square is 1, so 1 into 2 will get, so 2 plus 3 plus 4. So how much will get? 9. Similarly, if I take another value, that x is equal to minus 1. If I take x is equal to minus 1, then what will get? P of minus 1 is equal to, so 2 into minus 1 whole square plus 3 into minus 1 plus 4, which is equal to 2 into minus 1 whole square, its value is 1. So 2 into 1, 3 into minus 1 is minus 3 plus 4. So 2 minus 3 plus 4. So 4 plus 2 6, 6 minus 3, we will get 3. Now if you observe these two examples, so in place of x, if you substitute some real number, then we are getting some values. These values we call them as value of this polynomial at x is equal to this value. So value of a polynomial is nothing but if p of x is any polynomial, and in place of x, if you substitute some real number, then the value which obtained after substituting, that value we call it as value of that polynomial. Value of that polynomial. So in this example, the value of this polynomial at x is equal to 1 is 9. Similarly, the value of this polynomial at x is equal to minus 1 is 3. So that is value of a polynomial. Then after that, we have to know very important one, that is 0 of a polynomial. Zero of a polynomial. So what is 0 of a polynomial? 0 of a polynomial is nothing but if you take any polynomial p of x which is equal to 2x minus 4, let it be p of x is equal to 2x minus 4, and again in place of x, if you substitute some real number, let it be, let x is equal to, if I take 2, then what will you get? This polynomial it becomes p of 2 is equal to, so just we are substituting this x value in this x in place of x. So 2 into 2 minus 4. So 2 into 2 is 4, 4 minus 4, again you will get 0. Take another example. P of x is equal to 5x minus, let it be 15. 5x minus 15. Now, in place of x, if I substitute x is equal to 3, then what will you get? So P of 3 is equal to 5 into 3 minus 15, that is 15 minus 15, which is equal to 0. Now if you observe these two examples, so in place of x, if you substitute 2 and minus 2 and 2, we are getting its value as 0. Similarly, in second example, if you substitute 3, that polynomial it becomes 0. So simply 0 of a polynomial we can define as, so if p of x is any polynomial and in place of x if you substitute real number, and if this polynomial if it becomes 0, if the polynomial if it becomes 0, then we say that this real number is the 0 of this polynomial, 0 of that polynomial. Similarly, if you observe this example, so p of x is equal to 2x minus 4. So in place of x we are substituting 2, then this polynomial we are getting 0. It becomes 0. So this 2 we call it as 0 of that polynomial. 0 of that polynomial. Similarly, if you take this third example, this one example, p of x is equal to 5x minus 15. So in this, if you substitute in place of x as 3, then this polynomial value it becomes 0. So we say that this 3 is the 0 of that polynomial. 0 of the polynomial. So simply we can say that 0 of a polynomial is nothing but if p of x is any polynomial and in place of x if you substitute real numbers, and after substituting if the polynomial if it becomes 0, then we say that the value which we substituting in place of x are variable, that value is the 0 of that polynomial. So for example, how we know the 0 of the polynomial, that values only. For example, if I take p of x is equal to 3x minus 2 is there, 3x minus 2. So directly we cannot take the values. So we have to substitute the values of x, some real numbers we have to substitute. So for example, if I substitute x is equal to 1, then we'll get some value. Then after that, if I substitute x is equal to 2, we'll get another value. X is equal to 3, we'll get another value. And we have to observe that which value if we substitute, then the polynomial it becomes 0. Then we say that the value is the 0 of the polynomial. It is somewhat difficult for every example. So what we have to do means just to find the 0 of the polynomial. If they ask you to find the 0 of the polynomial, then we have to equate the polynomial to 0. We can equate the polynomial to 0. For example, if you take p of x is equal to 3x minus 2, and if you want to find the 0 of this polynomial, then we have to equate this polynomial to 0. Then what do you get? P of x is equal to 0. P of x is nothing but 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. So from this, 3x is equal to 2, that is x is equal to 2 by 3. Now directly we will get the value which we have to substitute in place of x to become the polynomial 0. So this is the 2 by 3 is the 0 of this polynomial. So like that we can find the zeros of the polynomial. Now take another example. Take another example. P of x is equal to x square minus 5x plus 6. Now this is a polynomial and we have to find the zeros of this polynomial. So here also what we have to do? So to find the zeros of the polynomial, we have to equate the polynomial to 0. Then what will you get? So if p of x is equal to 0, that is p of x is nothing but this value. So x square minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. Then again, so here square is there, so it is a quadratic polynomial. So to find the values of the variables of quadratic polynomial, we have different methods. So we can use splitting method also we can use. How to splitting? Otherwise factorization method. So factorization method is nothing but first term and last term we have to multiply first. So what will you get? X square into 6. So 6x square will get, and we have to split 6x square into two parts. And if you add these two parts, we have to get the middle term. And if you multiply these two parts, we have to get the above term. So like that we have to split this minus 5x. So if you observe this one, 6x square we can write it as 6x square is nothing but plus 6x square. So we can write it as, we can take factors as minus 2x and minus 3x. Because if you add these two, minus 2, minus 3, minus 5x, and then if you multiply these two, we have to get the above term, minus into minus plus 2 into 3, 6, x into x square. So you get minus 2 and minus 3 are the factors for this. So we can split in place of minus 5x as, so x square minus 2x minus 3x plus 6 is equal to 0. Again, in this 2, if you take x as common, then x minus 2 will get, again in this 2, minus 3 is common, so again we will get x minus 2. So finally in these two terms, again x minus 2 is common. So if you take x minus 2, then you get x minus 3 is equal to 0. Then finally both they are factors, and if you equate it to 0, then you get x minus 2 is equal to 0 or x minus 3 is equal to 0. So x is equal to 2 and x is equal to 3. So here we are getting two zeros. So in place of x, if you substitute 2, then also this polynomial will become 0. Similarly, if you substitute in place of x as 3, then also this polynomial becomes 0. So the zeros of this polynomial are 2 and 3. So like that we have to find the zeros of the polynomial. And one important point is the number of zeros. Last point. The number of zeros of this polynomial, it depends on the degree of the polynomial. So if the degree is 1, then we'll get the number of zeros are only 1. So if the degree is 1, we'll get only 1 zero. If the degree is 2, we'll get 2 zeros. So what we can write? The number of zeros depends on degree of the polynomial. This is very, very important point. So the number of zeros of the polynomial, it depends on the degree of this polynomial. Okay, thank you. We'll continue.